Bring in our political analyst, Gary Dietrich, now to talk about the new polling around the governor's
I almost
race.
had a scheduling conflict, by the way.
Really?
Right now.
Dennis?
We're
There's
glad
some
you worked
video
it
that
out.
came out.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I have it right here.
yeah, that happens sometimes.
What do you make of the latest? Because obviously it's still the talk of the race and
Yeah.
the polling. And
well,
everything.
Tony, I think this is somewhat obvious. This was the first so-called big debate, right? Since all that came out about Porter. If she had been there, you know what the talk of the town would have been. And the first topic out, and most of her opponents, because she's been the leader in the race. I mean, she would have been ground zero for this. So I'm not surprised from a political point of view that she wasn't there, but there's still going to be, as Ricky Riccardi say, some splaining to do. And when she gets into this next debate, is no doubt that it's going to come up. But the proof is in those numbers. I mean, she's got a hole to dig out of.
Yeah, she sure does. And, you know, of course, people are going to be keeping even more of an eye on her when that debate comes up.
No doubt.
We'll have to see. All right, Gary, just stay right there. Don't go too far. We're going to hear from you in just a minute. But first, what could have been a major escalation in the Bay Area cooled down after President Trump canceled plans to send federal troops to Coast Guard Island in Alameda.
Yeah, if that's a cool down, that video we're going to show you. I hate to see a heat up, but let's talk to Gary after this, get his reaction. CBS Bay Area's Brad Hamilton brings us more on that political back and forth.
As Border Patrol agents arrived at Coast Guard Island in Alameda on Thursday morning, San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie shared that in a conversation with President Trump last night, he convinced the commander-in-chief to halt a surge of federal agents.
Kristi Noem reaffirmed that direction in our conversation this morning.
Trump confirmed the news in a message on Truth Social. It read, quote, "I spoke with Mayor Lurie last night, and he asked, very nicely, that I give him a chance to see if he can turn it around. I told him I think he's making a mistake because we can do it much faster." Trump went on to say that great people like NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang and Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff and others have called, saying that the future of San Francisco is great. They want to give it a shot. Therefore, we will not surge in San Francisco on Saturday. End quote.
I had 4 or 5 calls, and I think they're making progress of their own. That would be the greatest. I mean, if they could do that, that'd be great.
Mayor Lurie says it was President Trump who called him last night. He wouldn't say much about the tech leaders that Trump mentioned in his post. When asked whether billionaires might have too much influence with the president, the mayor responded with a bit of a sidestep.
I always say this. We want to welcome small business and big business back to San Francisco. We want them to be engaged and involved in our public schools, our arts institutions, our transit. I want them engaged.
Confusing situation out there because, you know, from the looks of it, when you see what it looks like out there, you're thinking, okay, this is still happening.
And as you and Tony have been saying,
it's
hey,
not.
that's a calm day.
Right.
That's a day when you
Exactly.
call things off in the Bay Area. So imagine if they were deploying Saturday.
Right.
Wow.
But obviously tensions are still high. So
Oh, yeah.
what could still come of this then?
Yeah, no doubt. Well, look, I think the key there is sort of the byline, the second line, right? And that is the 4 or 5 tech calls the president references that frankly came before the call last night between Mayor Lurie and the president. Those calls from the business leaders, I think most people believe is what really, you know, really moved the needle here for the president. And then the mayor closed it out by saying, hey, what do you think? Can we call this off?
Right.
But make no mistake about it, it isn't called off indefinitely. It's called off for now.
For now.
So I think they're going to wait to see. Apparently, the tripwire was when the mayor said, hey, look, we don't really need the ICE folks right now, but we could use help on fentanyl. You know that's a big thing for the president.
Right.
I think that got his attention. We'll see.
Yeah.
But for right now, at least, things sort of, as they say, standing down in the Bay Area.
Oh, Lurie's done a good job as mayor, and
Yeah.
clearly that.
And
phone
that's
call-
what the business community has said.
Yeah.
And that's why what
And
the
you had
president
Benioff
responded to.
then backpedal
Right.
after he had come out. So, I
Right.
mean, it really shows that they make a difference.
Yep.
Okay, well, you can bet we got one more topic to talk about. The
Oh, really?
huge
Okay.
NBA gambling bust announced today.
Good one.
Oh, boy.
How far does this operation go? I mean, it involves so many different layers.
Yeah.
Mafia, now Cash Patel is sounding off. I mean,
When you're talking about 4 of the 5 major crime families and the NBA, I mean, the problem is going to be, guys, just the legal sports betting in U.S. last year, $150 billion with a B dollars, and now major sports leagues. You guys know this. Partnering with many of these legal betting organizations around the country. Tony, who knows where this is going to end up, but this has been an unprecedented, literally unprecedented cooperation between so many different law enforcement entities. New York PD, all the way up to the FBI. I don't think we've seen the end of this. Clearly, they said today this may not be over.
Right.
Definitely not. I mean, when you say unprecedented, that's the word right there. My
Right.
goodness.
We know you'll follow the bouncing ball and more.
We will.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Gary. Great to have you as
Of course.
always.